Hello. So I'm back again. As part of your visa interview preparation, you are supposed to know certain things. One, you should gather sufficient knowledge about the country you are going to. They must not be, things that are so high, just basic things. For example, if you're going to Hungary, you should know that it is a landlocked country. You should know which continent is Hungary located. You should know which countries are sharing borders with Hungary. You should know estimated amount of money that will be sufficient for you for a month. That is, you study the standard of living. These days we have information so much available online. You can rely on that so that you reference it. You tell them that according to this and that you searched over the internet. Do you understand? So gather as much as possible the knowledge about the place, because they are going to ask you questions. Sometimes they may ask you to just say what you know about Hungary. That means not specific question, but sometimes they may go specific, because there was a lady that is traveling to Hungary who was interviewed, I think before or after me. I was still there. uh, Her own was, I think, tourist visa. They have to be asking her where is she going to, where the tourist destination particularly, and everything. You should be able to answer that. You should be able to check things about maybe the transportation system there, the currency they are making use of, you know, and maybe the language, their official language, and how can you cope if it is not English, if you cannot speak that language, things like that. And it's very important that you speak good English during the interview. You speak an English that the interview can understand you, and you can understand the interviewer, because you're going to that country to be taught by somebody from that country, and then you will interact for sure with such people, your teachers, your classmates, especially if you are going to study in English. But if you are going to study in their language, yeah, you have 1 year to go and learn the language. Somehow you're going to cope. These days we have softwares that will help you, translation softwares, and you can learn basics of the um, official language. So another thing you're supposed to know, you should gain sufficient knowledge about the school you are going to, the location of the school, how programs are run there, and your program itself. And then you should be ready. You should know that any question can come. A particular student was asked to solve a basic mathematics problem because he applied and was going for engineering. That question was so simple, but he couldn't pass that question. That was one of the problems he faced. Yes, I say one of them. It's not the only reason why they denied him visa. So you should know a lot about your school. You should know the location. When you drop at the airport, how are you going to get there? Even if there is somebody communicating with you from the campus body that will be picking you at the airport, you should know, and you should supply the information to the person that is interviewing you, because where you're going to drop, the first place you're going to lay your head, sleep, your first accommodation is very important. Address is very, very important abroad. It's not like in our case where you'll be having some address you say behind or close to this and that, like that. No, specifically you must have an address that is specific, number this, if possible flat this, so floor and all these things, you know. So even if you don't have a room yet, at least have the address. If it's a hostel, you should be able to tell them. And then you may be asked even how you plan to survive according to the standard of living, according to the scholarship you will be given, what you will be paid every month. And maybe if you are still earning in Nigeria, if you go as in-service civil servant, how do you plan to survive looking at the standard of living? So all these things, while you are answering, I think they are also checking your English, how you speak, you understand? So try and answer as much as possible, and also speak well. Don't use your deep voice, deep Nigerian voice too much. You know, these people, most times, if it is not people from America, maybe from UK or so, they just learn English, and they are using probably some accent that they learned the English with. So you must at least speak lightly and slowly so that they understand what you say. If you speak pidgin English, oh, that one, you are already screening yourself out. So another thing is, there are questions that I call them trapping questions. You should be very careful, because such questions can come at any time. In between, when they have interviewed you so much and you are saying good things about their country, they may just ask you, do you intend to return to your country after your study? That answer must be yes. Even if you don't intend to return to your country, it must be yes. However, when you get to their country and it favors you, maybe you get a job there is nobody that is going to stop you. Nobody is going to force you to return to your country. You get a job, a correct job, legit job with work permit. Nobody is going to pursue you out of their country. So first of all, you have to say yes. Don't answer question in a way that it's going to put you in trouble. Your sufficient knowledge about the country will help you escape some dangers. One student was in trouble with one of his questions that made him not to be issued the visa. One of the questions was, why do you want to study in this country? Let me say why do you want to study at ABC country? So instead of him to just say things about how their education, their technology, and other things are advanced and will make him to gain a better experience, he was saying that, oh, his brother and his sister are also studying abroad under the same scholarship, and whenever they come home, he usually get impressed, and that is why, I mean, is that a good reason? These people are also checking corruption. They will start thinking that, oh, through the same scholarship, are you people the most intelligent people in Nigeria? And they are aware that there is corruption. And maybe your scholarship is a government scheme also. They will say, oh, these people have somebody that is favoring them. You know, there is a question they also asked me that, do you know anybody in the Federal Scholarship Board that aided your application? I said, no. They say, how then did you know about this scholarship? I say, I saw it on the national dailies. They asked me, okay, which national daily newspaper? I said, Daily Trust. They say, what date? I say, oh, sorry, I cannot remember. So the questions keep coming, I mean, so fast. If you are not careful, you are going to mess up. You are going to give answers, unnecessary details that you are not supposed to. And another one that was in trouble, the question he was asked was, do you have relations in Europe? You are going to Europe. Do you have relations there? So instead of him to say that I do not have relations, he went ahead to say that I have friends. What is the importance of friends? I think relations are more important because they can take the data of those relations, and if you are in trouble or you cause any trouble, they know how to get you, or they can get you through them. Friends, who knows whether your friends are already there in advance and they are waiting for you so that you join them and form a particular gang. Record of your friend and yours have nothing in common. So, and the next point he was supposed to give is that after saying, I do not have relations in Europe, however, I think I do not need any relation because I am no longer a minor. As far as you are above 18 years old, you are no longer a minor in Hungary. So you say that I do not need my parents since I'm going for study. I am eligible to go alone. So after all, I am under a federal scholarship that we are going to be handed over to the Nigerians working at our embassy in Hungary or in Budapest, Hungary. So those already automatically become my family if anything goes to the point that I needed a family. Do you understand? So you have to be diplomatic the way you answer questions. You say you have friends. What do you mean? What do you mean? So you want to show them that already you already have a setup that you are just going to go and join. So be very, very careful. There are things that make people to fail their visa interviews. So be very careful the way you give your answers. Yes, maybe I'm going to still do another session. I plan that this should be the end, but maybe we are going to look at why people are denied study visas. Yes, although some of them will be in line with some of the points I already mentioned here, yet maybe with that presentation you're going to understand it better. Thank you.